The gravel roads of Coyote Pass lay under heavy shadows as thick storm clouds rolled across the Flagstaff sky like a warning. Tension buzzed in the air. A production assistant spoke softly into their mic. "We're rolling in 32, clutching a clipboard with nervous energy. Inside a makeshift filming tent, Kody Brown paced restlessly, barely holding himself together. His unkempt hair and frantic eyes told the whole story. The once authoritative patriarch was coming apart. Today was turning out to be a day of reckoning, and not for him. Next came Janelle Brown, entering with muted fortitude. There was resolve in her stride, tranquil assurance in her demeanor. Her short blonde hair whipped softly in the breeze, and behind her glasses, her eyes reflected Cody's fidgety unease. Without ever speaking a word, she unnerved him. Kody crossed his arms and grumbled rigidly, "Janelle, this meeting was your idea." "Oh, it absolutely was," she said icily, taking off her sunglasses as if she were entering a courtroom where the verdict was in. What ensued was not only a confrontation, it became the most viral moment ever on the show. The producers, ignorant still of the storm they were soon to record, gave the nod for the cameras to start rolling. Janelle's words came in soft, measured tones. "I have been thinking of late about the way you used something so precious as faith and distorted it into fear. You exacted obedience, traded loyalty, and let Robyn yank every rope until this family fell apart." Cody's face clenched in anger. "You don't know what you're talking about," he argued. But Janelle's smile spread, slicing through him. "Don't I? You discarded us, each and every one of us, for a woman who left your children behind." "Don't speak ill of Robyn," Kody shouted, his voice rising. But Janelle laughed. It wasn't sarcastic. It was forthright, cleansing, like thunder booming across the ranges. The tent fell silent. Kody was motionless, as if all air had been driven from his body. And in that laughter, something shifted. For her, for the show, for all of us watching. "You still think she's innocent?" Janelle pushed. "Still think you were the one who got crossed?" She leaned in, voice soft and knife-like. "Kody, you were the storm, and now you're standing among the ruins demanding to know who brought the wind." His cheeks reddened as each sentence landed with precision, and every second was recorded on camera. In the LA editing room, producers sat in silence, viewing the unedited footage. On screen, Robyn Brown was suddenly the center of attention, alone in the confessional room of the rental house where she lived. She cried into her hands. "I did everything I could," she cried. "I was to be loved by them. I never wanted this." Her voice broke, her mascara streamed, and still, sympathy didn't materialize. What was supposed to be a moment of heartbreak became something different. "She's gaslighting the audience," one producer explained bluntly. "This doesn't feel authentic." Another nodded. "She manipulated Christine's departure. She pushed Janelle to the breaking point. Mary was emotionally wiped." A heavy silence ensued. "Cut it," the showrunner ultimately said. "Are you certain?" someone ventured. "That's the big emotional beat." But the showrunner was firm. Number the actual moment, the actual heart. Is Janelle laughing in his face? That's what people will recall. That's truth. That's justice. And they were correct. When the episode came on, the world tuned in. For millions who had watched the emotional journey of the Brown family for years, that one laugh became a cultural phenomenon. Janelle's laughter became a viral meme, a TikTok favorite, a cry for freedom. Christine posted the clip with the caption, "That's my girl." Mary posted a cryptic Instagram story. "When laughter breaks chains, let it echo loud," along with a smiling emoji. But not everyone was amused. Kody's universe was tearing apart in a hurry. The fallout hit hard, his direct messages with irate replies. TLC's social media department struggled to keep up with the comments flood, but the damage had already been done. And this was just the tip of the iceberg. It became clear viewers had picked their hero, and it wasn't Kody or Robyn. The people had spoken with their clips, comments, and clicks, and Janelle was the runaway favorite. Behind the scenes, Robyn seethed, but only in secret. On post-season pickup shoots, she supposedly stormed off set when she learned that her tearful confessional segments had been edited out. "They turned me into the villain," she was heard to yell. "They're silencing my voice." An assistant quietly retorted, "You wrote the script, Robyn." And while that was happening, Janelle made her own entrance. Her fan panel appearance in Salt Lake City, just weeks after, was filled with confidence and poise. When a fan asked her about her going viral moment, she answered unflappably, "I didn't laugh because it was funny. I laughed because, for the first time, I wasn't afraid of him anymore." The audience applauded wildly for more. Janelle's cackle was now a cultural lightning rod, resonating long after the screen. Each twist in her confrontation with Kody was broken down by entertainment journalists, cut into quotes by TikTok personalities, and branded the most satisfying shutdown in the history of reality TV by podcast personalities. But as Janelle's star was on the rise, Robyn sulked alone in a dark corner of an upscale Flagstaff rental, seething in silence. She was angry. Upon hearing her last confessional had been cut, she wouldn't film another thing. She paced the floor in fuzzy slippers, mumbling, "They're silencing me." This wasn't the same Robyn the audience was familiar with, the gentle, misunderstood matriarch. Her hair was disheveled, her lips tightened into a scowl. "I built this family with him," she barked at a tense speakerphone conference with a producer. "And now they're making it about her redemption." The producer attempted to calm her. "We still have video of you with Kody, but the network wants it more real." Janelle's situation resonated. People trust her. Robyn ridiculed. "Real? I gave it all to this family. I hung in there when no one else did. Where's my payback?" The call remained unsolved. Robyn, visibly trembling now, grabbed her phone and opened Instagram. Her inbox was filled with memes of Janelle smiling, clown music playing across her face, and captions such as, "Kody and Robyn's empire is finally crumbling." No words of consolation, no fans wishing her well. Robyn experienced something she never had before, seeing what the audience really believed about her. Her phone fell from her grasp. A few moments later, Kody entered. Her eyes were bloodshot as she turned to him. "They're laughing at us. They've chopped me loose. Call the network. Get this resolved." Kody rubbed his fingers against his temples. "I don't think we can. They're not picking up." TLC executives gathered around a tight conference table nationwide. Yes, ratings had surged, but concerns were being whispered in from legal teams. There were rumors circulating. Christine, Janelle, and even Mary were said to be shopping a tell-all deal without Robyn or Kody. "They're riding the momentum," a marketing executive noted. "And quite frankly, the public is on their side. Robyn's approval is tanking. Kody's not far behind hers." There was an oppressive quiet before the showrunner finally had his say. "We must shift. If we're going to keep this franchise on life support, it needs to be completely rebranded. Christine, Janelle, and the older kids are our central theme. They're the new sister wives." "What about Kody?" someone asked. "Here's a cameo for him," the showrunner responded. "He takes it, good. Otherwise, we proceed. The title is now Sister Wives, reclaimed." Back at her bed and breakfast in Utah, Mary sat on her bed, reading over a contract from a new production company. Her narrative had been kept in the dark for years, but filmmakers were interested in her side now. The emotional abandonment, the hushed conversations between Kody and Robyn, the messages she had found that vindicated her. She breathed deeply and shut down her laptop. I stayed silent for too long, she whispered. Mary answered her phone, not to text Kody, not even the showrunner, but Janelle. If you're willing, I'd like to have a conversation, just between us, not for television. I think we both have more to discuss. Back in Flagstaff, days had gone by since Robyn had left her home. Unedited, shaking and shaken, she activated her phone camera. Without a production team, without confessional lights, she started recording her own message straight to her audience. The footage was raw, unedited, unfettered, and brimming with agony. Robyn, in tears, stood in front of the camera and admitted, I know I'm not perfect, but I really love this family. I never meant to hurt anyone, and now they're erasing me like I never existed. Within minutes of uploading it on Instagram, the comments section was locked, not by her, but by the app itself. The silence that ensued was oppressive. In the hour Robyn's phone rang, it was the network. Pull the video down, they demanded. You're under contract. Robyn didn't respond. She gazed into the camera, eyes glazed. Then slowly she spoke, her voice barely above a whisper. You want a villain? Her voice fell, firm and icy. Fine, I can give you one. But the tale was no longer hers alone. The focus had shifted. Now it rested on Kody Brown and the uncomfortable reality that he might have reconstructed history to protect his pride. Over the years, sister wives painted a picture of unity. Kody, alongside his 4 wives, Mary, Christine, Janelle, and Robyn, trying to prove that polygamy could work when rooted in love and respect. But by season 16, the cracks were showing. And by season 19, the foundation had collapsed. Christine went first, then Janelle and Mary. Today, only Kody and Robyn are still together in a monogamous relationship. And still, Kody appears lost in the way he never was before, blindsided by the very divorces that fans had long anticipated. Instead of owning up, Kody started rewriting history. In a tearful epiphany, he confessed that with everyone else except Robyn, he never actually loved them. That line hurt, and not only to his former girlfriends. Viewers witnessed in awe as Kody described, in a one-on-one interview, how running into Robyn at church altered everything. He said he couldn't turn away, that it was a God moment. When our eyes locked, Robyn remembered, it was like lightning struck. Kody concurred. When God is your wingman, you can't lose, he explained to Suki, fighting back tears. The inference was simple. He had never been with any of them the way he was with Robyn. And in saying so, he not only elevated Robyn, he cast aside decades of marriage and memories. That idealized version of his love for Robyn was an insult to the women who had invested in a life with him. Christine herself once recounted their first encounter in much the same way. But that did not count. Kody had chosen his narrative, one which did not include them. In so doing, he not only erased their love, he made it into a weapon. He never loved them, was the headline on fan sites and YouTube analysis. Even Kody himself admitted in his own words, I was angry when I said that. I was hurting. But then some more. All season long, he doubled down, asserting, Robyn is the only one I ever truly loved, before sometimes taking it back. I don't know what I was thinking. I was in a dark place. Nevertheless, the harm was already done. Fuel for the fire came in the form of a new twist. Kody had never told Mary and Robyn anything about his college sex life. He said he felt safe sharing with them, different from with Christine or Janelle. Robyn, he asserted, picked up that something was amiss and asked him outright. He told her everything. Again and again, Kody stressed how safe he felt with Robyn. The point was clear. Christine and Janelle were never that to him. And that, above all, widened the gap. Kody told me he felt at ease with Robyn enough to share things with her that he never disclosed to his other wives. He often praised her amazing personality and the strength of their bond, but underlying the compliment was something more cutting. He was using Robyn's reputation to discredit the women who had left him. In Kody's own words, falling in love with Robyn wasn't just intense, it hurt. Hurt because, in his own words, it revealed to him how dysfunctional his prior marriages were. But what Kody didn't own up to was the following: the pain, the rage, the frustration his ex-wives experienced. Those were normal reactions. Any woman would feel betrayed after years of loyalty, only to be discarded emotionally. Now Kody is trying to mend what has been broken. After a lifetime of polygamous life, with Mary, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn, he had built a big family, with 18 children in all. But over the years, his actions contradicted his principles. He began to play favorites, spoiling Robyn, his youngest wife, and the repercussions were felt throughout the family. His shifting priorities led to the dissolution of his marriages. One by one, Christine, Janelle, and Mary left, and with their departure, Kody's image as a husband and as a father began deteriorating. In recent seasons, his struggles with his previous wives became more evident. He fought Janelle viciously over the Coyote Pass land. He informed Mary to her face that he never loved her. He informed Christine that she had betrayed him. Every fight chipped away at the foundation of the family that they had all tried to build together. Even Robyn, once the silent bystander, wondered whether the marriage had become a lost cause. She volunteered that she was still ready to try to make it work, if she could be certain it would be for good. But Kody broke in decisively. He no longer believed in polygamy. As season 19 of Sister Wives continued, the couple appeared content in a monogamous relationship, severed from the rest of the family. But Kody's issues didn't end with his wives. His relationships with some of his grown children also disintegrated. During the COVID-19 pandemic, his sons Gabriel and Garrison defied Kody's stringent house rules. He commanded them to remain indoors, but they chose to live their lives normally. In response, Kody did not hesitate to ask Janelle to evict them. The request created an emotional rift that up to this day is deep. Christine's son, Peyton, also estranged himself. He saw how Kody was acting towards his mother and could not stand it. Like some of his siblings, he grew tired of Kody's inflexible, selfish attitude and cut him off as well. Christine's daughter, Aspen Brown, directly asked Kody, "Why don't you like me?" A painful question that highlighted years of emotional abandonment. Mary's son, Leon Brown, also stopped speaking to him due to his ideology and his inability to support him. Maddie Brown, along with some of the other adult children, also quietly terminated the relationship. Then tragedy hit. In March of 2024, Kody and Janelle's son Garrison passed away. The devastating loss rocked the family to its foundation. And for Kody, it was a pivot point. The suffering caused him to look backward, to change, and to begin anew. Season 19 foreshadowed that transformation. Viewers witnessed as human being fought to reconstruct the damaged relationships he had assumed would always be there. Kody vowed to be a more involved, loving dad, to relearn the children he had lost emotionally years prior to Garrison's death. But the question is it too late? Even as Kody has struggled to rebuild his relationships with his children, it's clear that many of those relationships remain damaged, perhaps beyond repair. Several of his children have publicly acknowledged their own disconnection from him, some even stating that they don't want a relationship with him at all anymore. Christine's son, Peyton, has spoken specifically forcefully, most recently in interviews, more recently still on TikTok. He's flatly condemned Kody's parenting and decision-making. He's expressed little to none of any hope of the father-son relationship ever being restored. His tone hasn't been crying. Up until recently, it's been declarative. Quieter Maddie has also made a silent statement. Her decision not to speak out or even say Kody's name suggests she's emotionally distancing herself, choosing to hold on to her peace instead of healing past wounds. Leon and Gabriel have lost contact with their father as well. For either conflicting schedules or deeper psychological scars, there does not seem to be a lot of interest on their part in healing. And fairly enough, Kody hasn't done much to interrupt that pattern. But all is not hopeless. There are suggestions that some of his children may be open to reconciliation if approached responsibly and sensitively. Aspen, Christine's daughter, at one time showed sincere concern by actually sitting down and asking Kody point blank if he ever did care about her. That amount of vulnerability shows that she still wants that relationship, even with the tension. She may be willing to heal, but not without safeguards of guarded protection after seeing how her mother and brothers were treated. Then there's Mykelti, who's been incredibly calm amidst the family drama. Unlike some of her siblings, she's been tactful, possibly because she hates public family disputes. That tact could be the key to her becoming a bridge, someone Kody could potentially reconnect with. Brown's oldest child, Logan, is also worth mentioning. Private and mature, Logan may be emotionally mature enough at least to consider having a respectful, cool relationship with his father. He may not desire closeness, but he likely knows that peace is worth it for the rest of the extended family. What is unfortunately clear, though, is that Kody's extreme clinging to Robyn was key to destroying the family. His on and off screen favoritism has caused endless aggravation with the children. And while Robyn surely contributed to some of that stress, it's not really her fault. Kody's actions are at the center of this divide. Most of his kids have been let down over the years with the way he handled his marriages and how many times he dismissed their mother's emotions. Gabriel and Garrison, for example, didn't just complain about his favoritism, they experienced its repercussions themselves. Gabriel even wept on set after Kody overlooked his birthday, leaving fans crying. It's no wonder children like Peyton feel Robyn was at the center of the family's dissolution. But even they realize Robyn never insisted Kody prioritize her. That was his choice. And that choice is what led to his estrangement today. So while Robyn was a part of the story, Kody's behavior was the catalyst for the estrangement. What do you think? Is it possible for Kody to fix what's been broken? Or are the bridges just burnt too far to reignite? We'd love to hear in the comments. And if you're hungry for more Brown family drama updates, remember to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon. Thanks for watching.